students, I welcome all of you in the fourth session of brand management. In earlier three sessions, we have covered many concepts regarding brand management and marketing, product, difference between product and brand, and importance of brand management. Now, in this session, I am going to deliver a few basic terminologies regarding brand management, or you can say the branding. Most of the time, what happens, the students don't understand the basic terminologies or basic concept of the branding, and finally it becomes difficult for them to understand the entire process of the brand management or the advanced concepts like the brand equity models or brand management models. They cannot understand if they don't understand the basic terminology. So, knowing this, it's my intention make them to understand regarding basic terminologies of brand management. So, I write few basic terminologies on the board, and I try in this session to cover as many as possible the basic terms. Basic terminologies or terms about branding or brand management. The first term is brand, that we studied earlier. The second one is brand association. Third one, brand identity. Fourth one, brand image. Fifth one, brand personality. Sixth, brand voice. Seventh, right here, brand promise. Eighth one, brand character. Ninth one, brand attitude. 10th, brand awareness. 11th, brand recognition. 12th, brand recall. I don't have the space, I write here on the top. 13th one, brand value. 14th, brand equity. And 15th, brand loyalty. And one more I forgotten here, I write here, brand experience. So here about 15 to 16 basic terms, those will help you to understand the models of branding or the advanced concepts of branding that we are going to study in next sessions. So here we will try to know these terms. It starts with the brand. The first one, second one, brand association. Third one, brand identity, brand image, brand personality, brand voice, brand promise, brand character, brand attitude, brand awareness, brand recognition, brand recall, brand experience, brand value, brand equity, and the last one is what? The brand loyalty. Now the confusion is what? All these terms, they are interchangeably used in a different context. In various contexts, the two terms seem they have the resemblance. They are interchangeably used. So the confusion in the minds of the student is what? The brand identity and brand image is the same, or brand identity or brand character is the same. But there is a slightest difference in all these terms. Every term is very unique. It has a very clear meaning and it has a very clear message. if you understand these, you can say the uniqueness or what exactly the term want to say you or what is expected from somebody else, the different stakeholders of the business, marketers, customers, you can say, in this, what is expected from whom, then you can understand these terms. So, for simplification, what I do, for your understanding, you don't understand all these terms. So, I first of all I put before you the branding. What is the branding? You understand the branding, then how these basic terminologies that are revolving around the branding, it will become easy to understand. Branding. So let's try to know the branding, then again we will back to this various terminologies. Branding is a systematic approach or process. Branding is systematic approach or process of creating, communicating and strengthening a brand for better positive outcome. Branding is a systematic approach, a systematic process that includes creating, communicating and strengthening a brand for better positive outcome. If you memorize this definition of branding, then it becomes very easy to understand these all terms which are complicated, but there is a slightest difference in them. First of all, I will focus on systematic approach because the branding is a process which has certain steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. If step number 6 will be the first, then there will be confusion. If the step number 2 will be the first, there will be confusion. So it must be in a sequence. The first one, second one, and third one. The first one is what? You have to create, you have to communicate, and you have to empower the brand. This is the sequence. If you are first of all communicating and then you are creating, then confusion will arise. So it should not be there. The first of all, creating the brand. Now, I would like to ask you, who will create the brand? Who will design the brand? The answer is business organizations, marketers, or brand manager have to design a brand or they have to create a brand. It's a responsibility of them. It's the responsibility of brand manager, business organizations, or marketers to create a brand. So first step is creating. That's why it is a systematic approach. Creating. Who will create? Marketer will create. So what the marketer has to create? He has to create brand association. He has to bring the association or relation between brand and other elements. Who has to create a brand identity? Marketer has to create a brand identity. Who has to build the image of the brand? Marketer has to build the image of the brand. Who has to build the personality of the brand? Marketer. Who will design the brand voice or who will decide the sound of the brand? Marketer. Then brand promise, who will design? Business organizations, marketers, or brand manager. Who will design the brand character? Marketer. Brand attitude, who will design? The marketer. And the next one is what? The brand experience. It should be here, but I have written at the bottom. Brand experience. Who will create the experience of the brand? Marketer. So first of all, let's focus on this definition. It's a systematic approach of what? The creating the brand. So who will create and whose responsibility? If it's the responsibility of the marketer, you keep these terms in the pocket of the marketer. It's a responsibility of them. All these things: association, identity, image, personality, voice, promise, character, and attitude. So further definitions like brand awareness, brand recognition, and brand recall, all these are also responsibility of marketer or business organizations. But I am attributing these basic terms to the customers because without customer response, it is difficult to measure the brand awareness. Without the response of the customers, it is difficult to measure the brand recognition. Without the response of the customer, it is difficult to know whether brand recall is high or low, it is at the top or it is at the bottom. So that's why these basic terms I am attributing to customers. The earlier terms I attributed to the marketer. These three terms, even though the responsibility of the marketer, I am attributing to the customer. And the next three terms, brand value, brand equity and brand loyalty, these are the positive outcome of the efforts of the marketer and customer's response. The customer's response and marketer's efforts. The marketers did well, created brand identity, build the persona, build the image, and finally the customer have given the huge response. The awareness is created, recognition, highly recognition in the market, and the recall is very high. The brand is successful. The brand is successful, then how we can understand this? On the basis of these three terms. Brand value is the financial worth of the brand. Brand equity, reputation of the brand in the market. And last is brand loyalty. It means the emotional attachment of the customers towards a specific brand is a brand loyalty. So that's why I complete the definition here. Systematic approach. Branding is a systematic approach to the process of creating, communicating, strengthening the brand for better positive outcome. And this is a better positive outcome. Better positive outcome. What is created? Character, identity, image, personality, voice, promise, character, attitude, experience. Created. Who created? Market. This is finished. And then next one. It has to communicate. Whom to communicate? The target audience to communicate. Who will communicate? The marketer will communicate. And what to communicate? The awareness, recognition, and recall. And these three terms will not possible without the response of the customer. So I write here the attribution towards customer. So finally, the better positive outcome in the form of brand value, brand equity, and brand loyalty. So what I do now, after knowing the sequence of the terms and how to understand them, on the basis of this definition, my next step is one by one make you to understand regarding various definitions of these terminologies. Now, in this session, we will know about brand, brand association, brand identity, and brand image. Brand personality we will study in the next session. So I clear this here. Okay, now let us focus on these four terms, those we are going to study in this session. Brand, we studied earlier through the definition of American Marketing Association. Brand is nothing but you can say the name, trademark, logo, symbol, slogan, or combination of all these symbolic components that helps to identify one seller's goods and service from the other. That is the definition of what brand. So you keep aside of brand, and the next step we go ahead and we try to know what is a brand association. I write here, brand association is a mental connection or psychological connection between brand and customer. The brand association is a mental or psychological connection between brand and customer. Now, for this psychological connection or mental connection, the marketer has to associate a brand with different elements. Unless and until the marketer cannot associate or bring the relation of brand with other elements, the psychological connection or mental connection is not possible. Then, what we must know now here, after knowing brand association is mental or psychological connection between brand and customer, the next step is associate with what? With which things? Associated with which things? Now marketers, what usually they do, they bring the connection between brand and other elements. First one is they bring connection between brand and product. For association, they bring the connection or relationship between brand and product. Brand and product. Now, brand and product relationship includes what? The brand and product features, product attributes, product price, product importance, then product utility, product benefits. The various aspects of the product, they are connected with the brand. The first one is for association, marketer bring the relationship between brand and product. And product with its various aspects like brand price. Yes, the brand is very cost effective. There is a relationship now between brand and price. The brand is a performance, its a quality is higher. Quality and brand, there is a relationship or there is association. Brand and attributes, brand and performance, brand and features. So by these ways, they bring the connection or association between brand and product. Product features or product characteristics. This is the first one, the first way to bring the association. The second one is marketers or business organizations bring the association between brand and religious traditions or festivals. Brand and religious traditions or festivals. By giving example of Chevrolet Optra, I will make understand clearly the connection between religious tradition and brand. If you might have seen the advertisement of Chevrolet Optra, you will find it's a very specific advertisement that focus on the North Indian religious tradition of Karwa Chauth. It's a tradition. In this specific advertisement, the wife is waiting for her husband. She was fasting all day, and when he comes back with this brand, Chevrolet Optra, both they go together for long drive. And meanwhile, you can say, sitting inside the car, she observes the moon and she breaks the fast. This advertisement it shows somewhere religious sentiments or affection, love between the husband and wife relationship. So that's why the brand and the connection is what? The brand Chevrolet Optra, it's a connection with Karwa Chauth, a sentiment. The next one is brand and festivals. The Surf Excel advertisement few days back exploiting or connecting it with the Ramadan Eid, in which they focused on the importance of good deeds, the importance of peace, kindness and charity. Because these things which are connected with the Ramadan festival, good deeds, peace, kindness, is connected with the Ramadan, and that is captured by the Surf Excel. And they bring the association between Surf Excel and festival of particular religion. This is number 2, brand and religious tradition. And third one is brand and beauty. This is another element that is mostly exploited by most of the marketers in their advertisement, but specifically by giving example of Lux, I would like to say the association between Lux and beauty. Since it's the first advertisement in 1930, endorsing Leela Chitnis, till now, the recent advertisement you may find in all advertisements there are the beauty stars, the film stars or film actresses. There is a connection between Lux and beauty. So that's why brand association is a mental or psychological connection between brand and product connection between brand and religious sentiments, emotions, or so many things are there as an element. Finally, it is a mental connection between customer and a brand. So one other example I would like to quote before you is regarding 1996. Pepsi sponsored for World Cup, 1996 World Cup, sponsored by Pepsi, and they hired the celebrities, the Indian sports celebrities with blue color, the main in a blue. So this is a connection you can say. Cricket is a very popular game. The people have madness and craziness about cricket in India. So they capture this madness and they bring the association between Pepsi and blue color. The association with color. So with many elements, the marketers connect the brand and they bring the specific association. Now, we will go ahead. After knowing the brand association, we will go for brand identity. Now, what you must know now, the brand association helps to create the brand identity. Brand association is the first one. This is the basic term. Or first, you can say the foundation which helps to create the brand identity. I write here. Brand identity. Now, in a simple way or apparently, the brand identity is defined as it is the way the real customers or potential customers recognize your brand. Your real customers means your actual customers and the prospective buyers who will be buyer in the future. How they recognize your brand is called as a brand identity. This is very simple to understand, but the actual definition of brand identity is it is a set of or collection of elements, by which marketers provide goods and service to target audience. It is set of a bunch of a collection of elements. Which elements? Visible and tangible elements. What is a trademark? Again the same thing, the logo, symbol, design. These are visible or tangible elements by which marketers provide goods and services to target audience. Is called as brand identity. If someone asks me, who are you? The question, who are you? I have to respond. And in response, what I will say, if somebody asks me, who are you? Either I will say my name or other aspects of identity. I comes from where, if I have a passport, my nationality, it will describe who am I, and then my age, or some other aspects of my residential address, the passport number. These all elements give my identity. Similarly, or unlikely, the brand's name, it's a logo, it's a symbol, it's a slogan, tagline, or punchline. All these tangible elements give identity of a specific brand. Unlikely or similarly, how the person has an identity, the same way the brand has an identity in the form of logo and symbol or trademark. So once again I repeat here, it is a set of or collection of elements. Which elements? Visible and tangible elements. Easily you can say on the packaging, if this is a very specific brand, the name is written here, the brand name or company name or corporate name. Then brand name or typical typographical style, the background color or the word, the manner it has been written, whether it's a straight or italic or what would be its color, and then the combination of color, background color and the word color, that all shows the identity of the brand. Now by giving the examples, I finished brand identity today. In the next session we will go for the brand image and the difference between brand identity and brand image. Now here, for brand identity, I would like to quote few specified examples given in the books, or you may find anywhere on the internet. The first example is BMW. If you look at its logo, blue and white circular logo. This is blue color, this is white, this is white. A circular quadrant is there. In this, two colors have been shown, blue and white. And again, on this circular, a single circular, there is one strip. Again, it is in a black color, the circular strip. And inside there is a quadrant. And this quadrant covered by blue and white color. But this logo, it symbolizes what? If you think on this, or ponder over this, you may find this circular logo, it looks like a rotating propeller. It looks like a rotating propeller. And this rotating propeller, it is used in the boats or aircrafts. And because of this rotating propeller, the boats or aircrafts, they are able to move. It produces lift and move them to go further direction, forward direction. So that's why this BMW logo, it acts as force. BMW acts as a force, and this is the meaning of this brand logo. The circular logo, it indicates, it signifies, or it symbolizes the force. And it's a punchline, ultimate driving machine. In a superlative you can say, they describe there is no option but BMW in pure, luxurious, comfortable performance cars. So its logo is a circular with white and blue color, and the tagline is ultimate driving machine, and finally it shows what? It shows force. The next example is of Nike. It's for athletic people, it inspires them. Again, it's a global brand. The American global brand, it has a logo of swoosh. This logo and this logo is derived from Greek mythology. It indicates the winged goddess of victory. Winged goddess of victory. And now again, this winged goddess of victory, if you look at wing, wing is symbol of what? Wing is symbol of speed. It's a symbol of movement. It's a symbol of motion, movement. It's a symbol of motivation. You can fly with the help of wings. So that's why it is what? Inspiration to people or inspiration to target audience, or it's a motivation for the target audience. So once again, I repeat this Nike. It's for it's a selling athletic shoes and athletic apparels across the globe. It's a symbol of having the winged goddess victory. Stands for speed, movement, and motivation. The next example of Nestle, and I will stop there. It's very popular symbol since 100 years. It's a shelter. It's a nest. And here is a mother bird and two small baby birds. Mother feeding to baby birds. Mother feeding baby birds. And its a tagline is good food, good life. Now this logo showing the relationship between mother and babies. It's about love, affection and sympathy, careness and kindness and moreover shelter. And this logo, this slogan, good food and good life, again there is a connection. Without good food, there is no good life. That means the nutritious food is responsible for a healthy life. The nutrition is one of the aspects of what the Nestle, and it is associated with nutrition plus taste and its availability. So that's why the Nestle, it has a connection with what? This love and affection between mother and baby, and it's a tagline, the nutrition, a nutritious food responsible for good life. So these are good examples to understand the brand identity. We have seen today various terminologies, and the first one is brand association, brand identity. In the next session, the remaining terminologies we are going to